Welcome to our Energy Connect studio at ADIPEC 2022. I'm delighted to have sitting next to me Anil Pandey, Managing Director of Strategy for Oil and Gas Resource Industry at Accenture Middle East. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
As we're here at ADIPEC, I just want to hear what Accenture's overall participation at the show is.
So ADIPEC has always been a very important forum for us because it's a place where obviously clients and our partners come together, and we are actually coming this year on a number of fronts. First and foremost, I think we made a major announcement of a major partnership that we did with Petronas and Amazon on helping them on their logistic platform called Steer. So there was a major announcement as part of that we were part of, and we are showcasing that to other clients. Secondly, of course, we are participating in many roundtables, strategic leadership conversations to understand the business and how business and technology can play a role.
Yeah.
And third, primarily around, also we are moderating some key panel discussions on, especially around sustainability topics around methane agenda.
That's it. We might go into that. And we're coming up to the end of 2022. What's your outlook for the energy market and where the general economy is going with, rising inflation in lots of parts of the world, and how that's going to impact, I think, on the energy market?
Yeah, so today I think if I look at from an energy company's client perspective, they have to balance two things. One is about energy security, and other is about energy sustainability. Now, of course, the latest events in the economy always helps. I think both of these are equally important, but sometimes the emphasis shifts from one to the other. And currently, I believe, even if most companies are taking a clear look at both, I think the shift is a bit more towards energy security, given where we are from a context point of view. But it is equally important that both this agenda needs to be tackled at the same time. As we heard in our other discussions as well from other leaders in the forum, it's not just about oil or gas, it's about all kinds of energy that we need to think of bringing to life.
Yeah, and obviously you mentioned there about sustainability and the energy transition. This ADIPEC, you can see that, you hear that, it's been talked about more. So what's Accenture's view on that, and where do you think that's sort of going?
So our view is quite clear, and I think it resonates with most of the client is companies need to focus on both aspects at the same time. We need to focus on how we achieve the energy security and affordability agenda, both from a short-term and long-term perspective, but how do we also decarbonize the energy system? However, it is not an easy problem to solve. It is a very complex problem given the complexity of the supply chain, but also the investment that are needed to drive that. So I think our focus is for clients, I think what we are suggesting them that these are equally important imperatives, and you need to make sure you continue to focus on that, and we have a perspective on how to kind of drive that.
So leading to COP28 in Dubai at the end of next year.
Yeah.
And how is that impacting or influencing what companies are thinking or what they're planning to do?
So in my view, first and foremost, the very fact we are having COP in the Middle East is a great testament, because you can't solve these dual imperatives without involving all players into the play, and involving the energy ecosystem and the region like Middle East is a great start, right? So bringing energy providers with energy policymakers versus the other stakeholders, I think COP28 and COP27, I believe, is moving the step in the right direction, right? So I think that's a great sign. From our perspective, what we are telling clients is there are 5 things that you need to think of as you think about this agenda. First and foremost, stay focused on your not only producing the cheapest barrel, but also the greenest barrel. So that's, I think, the first imperative. The second imperative that we are telling client is you need to look at your capital allocation both efficiently, both keeping in mind the energy security. So address the investment agenda to make sure the resource base is developed, but also address the investment in the sustainable technology, right? And the third main message that we are telling our clients is it is very critical that you need to drive a compressed transformation or enterprise reinvention. And what we mean by that is companies need to be not only agile, in terms of
Yeah.
how they think about strategies, but also about how to leverage the advances in technology in solving some of the complex problems. And this is where Accenture plays a very critical role in our involvement with clients in the region.
That's really good to hear. And obviously that ties into my last question. So how is Accenture helping companies in this transformation journey, but specifically in the Middle East and Abu Dhabi?
Yeah. So there are a number of fronts where clients actually see Accenture as their key partner. I think first and foremost, helping them think about this compressed transformation, what it means,
Yep.
and how can the toughest business problems can be solved leveraging technology as well. So this is where Accenture's intersection of business and technology comes as well. So helping them drive the strategies for compressed transformation, but also enabling and executing that. The second agenda that we are helping clients quite a lot to think about is how is emerging technologies like metaverse, NFT, cryptos going to play a role in this journey, because all of these are probably technologies that are a bit early in their stage, but these are technologies that have huge applications and ways in which it can help clients. And the third area where we actually helping clients is to think about this sustainability, energy sustainability and security. This is where I believe we are helping clients to think about how do they drive the dual imperatives, but also think about creating new business models which not only help them drive efficiency in their business, but also drive diversification agenda that the region is quite heavily focused on.
Absolutely. Well, Anil, I really appreciate you popping by our Energy Connect studio, and thanks for the good conversation.
Thank you, Julian. It was a pleasure.